on iron deficiency anemia.
Hello, I will be speaking to you about iron deficiency anemia. You will learn what iron deficiency anemia is, signs and symptoms, and how to treat and prevent iron deficiency anemia. You may be asking, what is iron deficiency anemia and what does this mean for me? Well, iron deficiency anemia occurs when your body doesn't have enough iron. It is important to have iron in your diet because iron helps you get enough oxygen throughout your body. As this lesson goes along, you will understand why having sufficient amount of iron is vital for your everyday living. Iron has been considered an essential mineral for your body for centuries. Iron functions primarily as a carrier of oxygen in the body. Iron is a part of hemoglobin in the blood. Iron aids the following body functions: your immune function, your cognitive development and function, temperature regulation, energy metabolism, and your overall work performance. Let's think of iron as a taxi, and let's say blood and oxygen are the passengers. Just think of iron going through your body, taking oxygen to vital organs in different parts of your body. Now that I have told you a little more about iron and how it functions in your body, I will talk a little about hemoglobin. Your body uses iron to make hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a part of your red blood cells. Hemoglobin carries oxygen through your body. And as you can see, the iron being the taxi and the blood just going along, and the oxygen carrying the oxygen along in your body. In conclusion, if you do not have enough iron, your body makes fewer and smaller red blood cells. Your body will have less amounts of hemoglobin to help the body make oxygen. Now that I've told you a little bit about iron deficiency anemia, next we will have signs and symptoms of iron deficiency anemia.
You may be wondering, how do I know if I have iron deficiency anemia? Iron deficiency anemia has a few signs and symptoms that are extremely important to be aware of. Some of the signs and symptoms include weakness, shortness of breath, lack of energy, feeling dizzy or irritable, having a sore or swollen tongue, abnormal paleness of skin, brittle nails, increased heart rate, and an enlarged spleen. Other symptoms include decreased appetite, a desire to eat peculiar substances such as dirt or ice. Now that you know the signs and symptoms, you might be wondering, how do I become diagnosed? To become diagnosed, you can go to your physician and he will look at general findings in your medical history and physical examination, such as tiring easily or lack of color in the skin. He might also do blood tests which measure the number of red blood cells present in your body and the amount of iron in the blood. Additional tests include more blood tests and bone marrow aspiration and biopsy, which is basically just having fluid and cells removed. Next, we'll be going into prevention and treatment of iron deficiency anemia.
We've given you some background information on what iron deficiency anemia is and possible signs and symptoms of iron deficiency anemia. And now I'm going to discuss with you treatment options as well as preventive options for iron deficiency anemia. Based on your doctor's recommendation, he may recommend a combination of iron-rich foods and iron supplements. Iron-rich foods contain different types of iron and amounts of iron. Heme iron, which is a type of iron that is easily absorbed by the body, only comes from animals and seafood. In a recommended 3-ounce portion of meat, the amount of iron varies based on the type of meat and/or the cut of meat. Notice organ meat is the highest, but also high in cholesterol. But there are other more iron-rich options such as clams and other seafood options. These too are also given in a recommended 3-ounce portion, which is about the size of a deck of cards as you see here on the screen. Another source of iron is plant-based foods, such as vegetables, beans, and seeds. They contain a source of non-heme iron and requires vitamin C to help the body absorb the iron from these foods. As illustrated here, in a half a cup of serving of spinach, you receive 3.2 milligrams of iron, and it decreases as you go down the list through other green leafy vegetables such as kale. Beans and seeds are also a source of iron. Consumed in a half cup portion, beans contain about as much iron as some of the meat sources, but without the cholesterol. Next is a combination of foods that can be combined from iron-rich foods with vitamin C-rich foods to provide better absorption in the body. Spinach and sweet potatoes, black beans and broccoli, pumpkin seeds, and 100% of fruit juice of your choice, such as orange juice or grapefruit juice. Another source of iron is through fortified foods, and this will vary on the packaging label. And as you go through your grocery market, you'll see labels that resemble these on the screen. And you'll just have to turn to the labeling portion to find the amount of iron contained in these items. And that would be common on products such as whole wheat breads, rolls, white bread, pastas, rice, oatmeal, and cereals. Supplements can also provide a source of iron. Since there are many variations in supplements, it is recommended that you check with your doctor before consuming iron supplements or multivitamins. We've given you quite a bit of information. Now we're going to give you a practical method to prepare an iron-rich meal.
So here are some good examples of iron-rich foods. They all can be found in your local market and they're very easy to prepare. Here we have spinach. Spinach is good as a side dish. If you want to know how much iron you are getting in your meals, such as spinach, you can look on the food label. For an example, for a half a cup of spinach, you are satisfying 6% of your daily recommended amount of iron. Next we have beans, black beans to be exact. For a half a cup of black beans, you are satisfying 10% of your daily recommended amount of iron. It is also a good source of protein and fiber. May we add that if you are vegetarian, it is good to have a good source of vitamin C with your meals. This could be a glass of orange juice or a piece of fruit. The vitamin C can help you absorb the iron that is found in plant-rich foods like these.
If you don't like spinach or beans, it's okay. There are a lot of other good foods that are a great source of iron. For example, this potato, the skin has 4 milligrams of iron, and it is great and easy to prepare. For just this one meal with these foods, there is a great source of iron. You can have a meal with 3 ounces of beef, spinach, and a side of baked potato. You can easily avoid iron deficiency anemia with many common foods such as enriched cereals, beef, baked potatoes, spinach, and beans. Make sure that you check to see which of the foods you eat need vitamin C to help absorb the iron. Once in the habit of looking on labels, you can decide which foods will be better to help improve your diet. If you have any questions or concerns, don't be afraid to talk to your doctor. A few simple modifications can help you improve your diet and help your health.